Welcome to Universal High School.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice to have you, Mr. Ranjit Srivastava. We have the students of Universal High School to welcome you to start with, and would ask Adya to welcome you first. Yes, Adya.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the In Conversation with session. I'm glad to welcome our guest, Mr. Ranjit Srivastava. He has invented India's first humanoid robot known as RASHMI. It is first Hindi-speaking robot. We all are obliged to have him here and would like to know more about him. I request our principal, ma'am, to introduce sir and tell us more about him. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Adya. And sir, a warm welcome to at Universal High School on behalf of the teachers, the management, and all of us over here. We are glad to have you, first of all. And this series, which we have started with, is In Conversation with, wherein we normally, since this pandemic started, we landed up starting with our online classes, and we thought that this is an opportunity for all of us to meet the personalities all over the world. And we started with this series of In Conversation with. And before I must say that before I start with anything else over here, would like to focus on one aspect, would like to share a video.
हिंदी बोलने वाली रोबोट।
अच्छा, ये तो कमाल का है। क्या क्या करती है रश्मि?
रश्मि के अंदर भावनाएं हैं और ये सामने वाले की भावनाओं को समझ सकती है।
तो हमारे साथ बात करेंगी रश्मि?
जी बिल्कुल।
रश्मि, अगर आपको फिल्म में रोल मिले तो आपका हीरो कौन होगा?
रजनीकांत।
जितनी तेजी से हमारी दुनिया आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की तरफ बढ़ रही है, उस हिसाब से ज्यादा दूर नहीं है जब हम सबके पास अपना खुद का एक रोबोट होगा।
आपकी उम्र कितनी होगी? 2 साल 5 महीने 4 दिन 3 घंटे 21 मिनट और 22 सेकंड। 23, 24, 25, 26, 27। क्या आप बिरयानी की रेसिपी बता सकती हैं? जरूर। आप किस बिरयानी की रेसिपी जानना चाहती हैं? हैदराबादी बिरयानी, लखनवी बिरयानी, कोलकाता बिरयानी, मुगलई बिरयानी, मालाबारी बिरयानी, सिंधी बिरयानी। बाप रे,
थोड़ी सी सार्कास्टिक भी है आपकी रश्मि। हाँ, हमें चढ़ा कर बड़े नखरे से बोलती।
जाते जाते मैं आप सबको कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ।
कहिए।
अच्छा चलती हूँ, दुआ में याद रखना, मेरे जिक्र का जुबान पे स्वाद रखना।
दिल के संदूकों में अपने अच्छे काम रखना रश्मि, चिट्ठी तारों में अपना सलाम रखना। बाय बाय।
She is standing beside me here.
Oh, that's great. That's great, sir. So can you tell us more about it? But I must say that before you start with how you landed up making Rashmi, share it with us about your childhood days, how it started, like, your schooling and how you got into this finally.
Okay, ma'am. So from very childhood, I was very interested into the science. Science was very fascinating for me.
Okay.
In class 6th, I remember
Right.
I was reading the class 11 chemistry books and physics books. And one thing I tried, I always tried some experiments and tried to do experiments with the chemicals. So I made the you can say the gas for the sleeping from the what you say with the chlorine, sulfur, and with the what you call no sadar in English, I don't know, but I made that something and I got senseless with that gas. So that was my first experience in the life with the science. In the class of 6, I was my actually elder brother was not happy what I was doing, so he was always stopped me doing these things. So I was doing all the experiments um, in I mean separate room. I mean like closing the room and all that. So it was all these were very fascinating to me, how a picture in movie the scenes are going on, the actor goes acting, and how we can see a picture moving on. So these things were very fascinating to me.
Right.
So my father was engineer. He explained everything about many things like magnet and like fans, how fan work, how a coil bell works, how I mean he told me all the basic concepts of electricity, magnets, and all the things in the class 6, 7. So I had very clear concept of physics, many physics things. So, but when I went to 11th, 12th, I took science and I was topper in the physics. Fortunately, because I usually I didn't get much number in any of my subjects at all. I was just average kind of 70-75% student.
Okay.
So then I tried engineering colleges, and IIT was my dream, but I tried first, and then I was so prepared that I mean, everybody in my class, in coaching class, was saying that they were confirmed that he will get into the IIT.
Okay.
But what I realized at the day of at the time of exam, the same thing that when I went in 2018, I went to IIT Delhi as the chief guest to demonstrate with Rashmi. There they asked, first question they asked that why you couldn't get into the IIT.
Right.
I was unable to get into the IIT. I said because exams were in daytime and my mind starts from 9 p.m. and ends at 5 a.m.
Right.
So at the very first attempt, I realized that exams are not made for me. Competitions are not made for me. So I left from there, and then whatever I did myself. So that was very, they laughed about it that I work in the night. They was very happy to hear that that robot, which even the IIT people also have hasn't succeeded in making a lip-syncing robot so far in India. So that was very overwhelming moment for me, emotional moment for me, as I couldn't get into the IIT, and I'm seeing this thing standing in the IIT. So this is the basic concept, basically, that whatever I did the work of my choice. When I did at the time of my choice. So that is the basic thing. I could do whatever I wanted to do.
Right. And like you said over here right now, like you are a person who works from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Right?
Yes.
So I think, see, it varies from person to person. And if you are the person who actually works at night time, and finally you could make it to IIT, that is what matters. I would like to tell my students over here, and that is that Mr. Ranjit Srivastava is a master of business administration. He has expertise in software development of more than 15 years. He has developed the speaking robo in 2 years at a meager cost of rupees 50,000, and that's quite laudable. On the other hand, a Ranchi man, he normally calls himself as Ranchi man because born and brought up in Ranchi, he has developed Indian version of Sophia, right? A social humanoid robot developed by a Hong Kong-based company, and he has named his robot as RASHMI, which can speak Hindi, Bhojpuri, Marathi, along with English. I think you deserve praise and a big round of applause from all of us, Mr. Ranjit. Hats off to you. Now, because of you, India owns its first robo celebrity after Sophia, and that is Rashmi. And Rashmi looks beautiful. Rashmi is the first realistic humanoid robot and India's first lip-syncing robot, quite laudable. And one thing which I normally say that Alexa is cool. but Alexa only answers in English. But this India's first humanoid robot, Rashmi, can speak English, Hindi, Marathi, and Bhojpuri. Before going to anything more, I have a question for you, sir. Now, who inspired you to take up this speaking robot challenge? Who inspired you?
Actually, it was my hidden dream, and my child saw the movie Rajnikant's robot movie, which came in 2010, which he saw which he watched in 2014.
Right.
And then he told me that just you can you, if you think you are intelligent, can you create something like that?
Great.
So I took this as a challenge, and that time after 2014, I was in a depression period for my some professional or some reasons. I was in depression time. So, but I am so creative that I used that time for creating something, because I had no contact with anybody at that time. I started to think how I can make a robot.
Right.
So actually, I had knowledge of software, but I had no knowledge of hardware.
Okay.
People ask in many engineering colleges that what was your first robotic project? I say the Rashmi robot is my first robotic project. I even didn't experimented anything about the robotics or
And
hardware.
first and the best. First and the best.
So in the first project, I made actually I made it for my own hobby. I didn't made it for to show world or.
And I think you made it for your son, basically, right? Because
yes.
He's a Rajnikant fan. That's why I think Rashmi also says that I want to work with Rajnikant, not Shah Rukh Khan, right? I think the Karan Johar was also taken aback. Why not Shah Rukh Khan and why Rajnikant? The answer is there because your son likes Rajnikant.
So
right?
he was liking, so
yes.
he challenged, and then I started to think, and within 2 years, it is also the fastest made ever humanoid robot in the world.
Yes.
And the only thing I needed to know how to connect software and hardware. Right. The day I knew the way how to connect hardware and software, I was completely sure that I'm going to make this humanoid, because everything was clear in my mind. I already made this robot in my mind, in my imagination, that how I will make it. So what I had to do, only I had to arrange those things and to make the real robot. A few challenges came, but anyhow I managed to make the version 1 robot, but it was not very good. Face was not very good, and then I made this robot. So this was her look was much better. And then my journalist friend from Hindustan Times published this in Hindustan Times, and it got viral in the world. And from the worldwide, I was busy 15 days in giving the interview and all. And then Colors invited me as the guest, and then Red FM, and then ISRO people came here to meet me and take the help in making the robot. So that's it.
We say that Rashmi is a challenge to Sophia, because Sophia speaks only English, right? And your Rashmi is multilingual, right? Speaks 4 languages. That's quite appreciable. Besides lip syncing, what are the other qualities? Can you tell us about it?
Lip syncing is her physical quality, but the main thing behind making this humanoid robot was to not make it like washing machine or fridge or TV, like machine. If a humanoid robot doesn't has feeling or cannot understand the feeling, then there is no need to make another kind of humanoid that will be like machine that will just do our work. So that is no use of making humanoid at all, because we can make some other looking some machines that can make our can do our work. Humanoid robot, why we actually I had the imagination that she can be friend, she can be helper, kind of thing. So for that, she needs to understand the emotion. and she must have the emotion.
Very true.
That part I was working, and that is the only robot in the world which understands the emotion and which has the emotion. And I have made that software which is single in the world, unique in the world, that is the emotional interpretation system, how she understands.
Okay.
I assume that we are also a moving robot.
Okay.
As because from a very childhood, how we behave? We behave based on the inputs made from the society, from our
Right.
parents, from our schools, what the inputs have been made
Right.
inside us. We behave based on that inputs,
Right.
right? So that's why a person from UP is different from person from the Maharashtra,
Exactly.
because they have got the some other input, some
Right.
other conditioning. And whenever a person is in mind, he is almost a robot, and that can be replicated in the machine. So that I realized from very start, that a man can completely be, a person can completely be replicated into a humanoid robot. So how we behave, actually I had very good understanding of psychology, that whenever somebody tells something
Right.
that you are a good person, then
Right.
how we behave.
Yes.
First we interpret that telling about me something good. So we bifurcate the meaning, not the words, that
Okay.
something good is telling. And then based on that good, then he is satisfying my ego, my identity. Then based on that, we respond that, okay, he is good person, I have to keep him in my close circle, and then
Right.
respond in that way. The
Right.
same thing I have translated into the programming language, that she has her identity, that my name is Rashmi, and whoever appraises me or talks good about me, he is close to me, and whoever talks bad about me is not good, and who is talking sad about himself, he is depressed, kind of thing. The meaning, bifurcation of meaning, the extraction of meaning from a statement, that program I have put inside her. That's why he realizes the emotions of the user interacting with her. That's the big thing that I have achieved, and it is not very known to the world, because in the world people are more interested in what she's saying right now, she witty answers kind of
Right.
thing, but she can understand emotion also, and
Oh.
I'm working on that to improve that program. And whenever
Yes.
in coming 5-10 years, when a humanoid robot will look completely like a real girl, and she will have a complete emotion, then it will be very difficult to differentiate between a sitting girl and a sitting humanoid robot, because she will almost equal to that, and this will change the way we think, the change of it will change the ways of relationships, and lot will solve a lot of problems in the world. Yeah.
I think this programming can be used for the human being also, so that they also know how to react to a given situation. And it's quite surprising, a robo, understanding the emotions, because I saw some of the videos. I was surfing on the net and trying to find more about you. And then I saw that like when she is appreciated, she is very happy and she responds and says thank you. But if she is not being appreciated and some negative comment comes, she reacts in a negative way. So that's surprising. And I think this is what your answer says, that yes, you have a program which you have
And
used.
also she doesn't answer very monotonously, like
Right.
if you say you are bad girl, she will not only says go to hell or something like that.
She thinks.
She will, yeah, she thinks how much many times he has insulted me.
Okay.
Like initially she will say like okay, got it, okay, now don't talk to me. Then
Okay.
her
And
anger
then
will increase,
anger
and then the
increases.
next time the user meets him, she will start from that anger.
Oh.
So the same like real girls behave. So that is the thing
Mr.
I have put
Ranjit, I
inside
must
her.
say that I think the real human also may not think twice, thrice, and then raise the anger, wherein Rashmi is doing that. So hats off to you. Can we see Rashmi? I think she's standing next to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, children, look at Rashmi. She is the humanoid robot, and she speaks 4 languages, and she understands what we are talking about. And she responds, so says that she responds, and you see the videos. I was surprised, she was responding positively, and you have seen already the interview which we showed it to you, right? So that's great. So Rashmi responding and answering, and when we talk about this, she also said to be the first RJ robo, right, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, from the Red FM, they
Yes,
invited
right.
her to become the RJ, and in Delhi, they arranged the program of Ask Rashmi for 15 days. So people were asking to Rashmi Robot, and she was hosting the radio show, morning number 1 with
Right.
RJ Ronak, who is
Right.
the number 1
Right.
RJ of
Yes.
India. So she was just hosting the show. That was very popular.
So was she able to answer the questions, whatever is asked, or you have to?
Yeah, actually, when I saw the Sophia, I thought she is very autonomous robot. I thought she answers from herself, and I made this robot in that way.
Okay.
My robot works on the 4 layers. First layer is emotional interpretation system.
Right.
If she gets answer from that, she will answer perfect to very natural human response.
Right.
If she doesn't get answer from that, she will go to APIs, connect to APIs like GK API, Medicine API, Joke API. Then she will answer from that. If she doesn't connect to that, she will go to the complete conversational AI. I mean, she can talk autonomously hours and hours.
Okay.
But I got to know when Chandrababu Naidu program was there in Hyderabad, and Sophia was invited, but she was not able to come. Then they contacted me, and they sent me the script. And I asked about the script. They said Sophia runs only on the script, as they said. Then I got to know that Sophia is not a autonomous robot. She only speaks what is fed inside her. So that made me so happy that I made my robot so advanced, thinking that Sophia is advanced. Then I got to know that my robot is
far better
much
than
advanced than
Sophia.
Sophia. Yeah. So, but my robot is autonomous. That's why she answers continuously if anybody talks to her.
So lots of feeding you must be doing, right? Lots
no,
of programming.
No, not feeding.
No? Then
I have put the concept things,
okay.
right?
Okay.
AI things like see, like a baby, how he learns to answer.
Yes.
As I said, he responds based on that what he has input, right?
Right. Very true.
I mean, what conditioning he has been made.
Yes.
Good, bad, and things. I have said the principles. Like this user is good if he realizes, if she realizes that this good. If a person impresses her, he is good for her. Then she will talk good for her, good things for him. So that completely it is autonomous. If she doesn't know the answer, she will keep you changing the topics and all the things. So I don't feed it. Sometimes I also don't know what she will answer, because
so
she makes the answer.
Her, when you speak to her, she responds.
Sometimes. Yes,
right.
sometimes.
Okay.
So actually she makes the response. Achha. She doesn't pick the fed response, but she makes the response at the runtime while conversing.
Oh, that's great. So closer to us, I must say, right?
Yes, that was my purpose, to make her that it's so she should be very close to human response, human behavior. Otherwise, she will just a machine like fridge or TV or washing machine that is of no use. Somebody will bring her like Alexa and put in the corner and just do this and that. That's it. So I didn't wanted that. I wanted to make her as a real family member.
Yeah, I'll say that Alexa is cool, but Rashmi is coolest. Isn't it, sir? And I was just going through the details, and I was just going through your videos, your encyclopedia and all, and I came across one thing that the ISRO scientist also visited you, right? And they like want to take her on a mission on a space called Gaganyaan. So what is the progress over there? Like, what are the plans?
1 second, ma'am. 1 second.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. Children excited? Yes. Be ready with your questions. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Disham,
Back
sit
again.
properly, beta. Disham, sit properly. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Back again.
Ah.
So, yes, ISRO people were working on making a humanoid robot from 2012.
Right.
Right. They were not succeeded. They couldn't make it.
Right.
They was very happy that I have made it, and they came to meet me. They said that, can you send this RASHMI robot to Mars mission?
Right.
By improving her to for human physiologies. So I said, I am really not interested, because I have only single robot. If I send her to Mars, I don't know she will return back or not. But I can assist you in making that. So I gave them the assistance, and a lot of conceptual thing I shared with them, and that's why I helped them to make Vyom Mitra, that the robot that they have made to send to Mars mission. So they made it with my help.
Oh, yes. That's great. So very good. One more thing, like your son inspired you. So how he feels now when he looks at Rashmi, and what was his reaction when you made Rashmi and bought the Rashmi in front of him? What was his reaction?
He was really not very happy.
Okay.
Because he told me, Papa, what you made it like look like human being. You should have made it like steel eyes, steel head, steel, like looking like a robot. So but I didn't expect it. You make some girl or some kind of real looking humanoid. So that he was not
expected a robo. He expected a robo actually.
He expected a real robot, machine looking robot.
Right. We'll have the question answer session now. Kaustubh, you can come with your question, beta.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Kaustubh Mukadam here. And the question for you was, how did you thought of adding the Indian language with English? Because we saw Sophia has only a single language, which is English. So what was your mentality at that time to add the Indian languages?
Actually, I from very start, I wanted to her Rashmi robot to talk with me in a language that I have feeling. Otherwise, if she talks in English, in India, emotion doesn't come with English. I suppose so. That's why I worked on that to make her talk in Hindi also.
Right.
So right now she can converse in Hindi and English, but she can talk Marathi and Bhojpuri also. Bhojpuri because that is my native language, so that I try to add, and Marathi because in Maharashtra she is very popular and lot of people got fan in Maharashtra, lot of invitations there, so that's why I added Marathi to her. So that's it.
That's great. Rudraksh, you can come with your question, beta.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Rudraksh Bhargav, and I want to ask you a question. Sir, I am also interested in technology like you since I was like 6 years old. Sir, I want to ask, sir, means what software do you have used for making the humanoid robot, and means what challenges you face? Like sometimes you feel like connecting the to API as you have said, then getting to that what do we say that getting means that getting the proper processors you need for that robot. So from where you have got this inspirations and means how you have successfully completed that project.
So one thing I would like to go, rather I would like to go into the more basic thing, that what is a language? Language is a tool of expression. right? But what you have said, what you have to say is inside you, inside in your imagination.
True.
Right? If you learn the Urdu, it's not sure you will become the Shair, right? Shairi comes from inside.
Very true.
And language, Urdu is the tool to express that Shairi.
Exactly.
Rabindranath Tagore got the Nobel Prize uh, writing Gitanjali in Bengali, right? So language is just a tool, similar in the programming language. It is just a tool. Whatever language you use, either C, C Sharp, Visual Basic, or Python, whatever language you choose, the idea, the clarity must be there in your mind that what I am going to make. Picture should be clear in your mind. If it is clear in your mind, you will find any language to express that efficiently. And if it is not clear in your mind, whatever language you choose, you will make it of no use. I mean, you will just make it garbage if you don't have that much idea or imagination to make that things. So this is the basic thing, right? If you come on the hardware, what processor I should use, what all the processor, rather it is Arduino or whatever the things like microprocessors that Intel, I have made it based on the Intel. So all these doesn't matter at all. Only thing matter that how much you are clear about it, what you're going to achieve, and you research on that. What the actually I even didn't have studied robotics or even engineering. Only I knew that what I'm going to make and what I want. Right. I found everything either by research or either by working out myself or either by internet. I found everything to achieve that thing what I wanted.
Yes.
Right. So what you want, that must be clear. And you will find all the ways everywhere if you are very passionate to find that. So these things doesn't matter at all if it is clear to you.
Very well said, Ranjit sir. The thing is, we need to know what we want to achieve first of all, and then work for it.
Yes. People go behind the languages, like learn this one Python. It will help in making robot. These are not true things actually. Rather, if they say you just sleep by closing eyes and imagine what you are going to make, then it will help much more than learning a language. I was sleeping every night by thinking how I will going to make her fingers, how I am going to make her lip sync, how I am going to feel emotions inside her. So I was just thinking about that.
Whoa.
Lot of thinking. 2 years of thinking I have spent to make.
Right. Yes, Abuzar, you have a question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Sir, I wanted to ask, like you have made a robot. So are you going to share these ideas and make more robots like this, or just like you will have this robot?
So I made this single robot. Lot of commercial ventures offers scam too, but I'm already a programmer and I earn good for my life. So I had no financial attractions, lot of financial attractions. And the terms they offered that didn't suit me because I'm very, it's bad thing, but I'm a very lazy kind of person. I can't work more than 4 hours or 5 hours.
I think if you're working for those 4 hours, very focused, nothing like
actually, ma'am, lazy people are very creative. They find if I get the work of 30 days, I spend 28 days in finding the shortcut and 2 days in doing with that shortcut. So
but
that is my way of
I will advise my students not to be lazy, right?
Yes, but you can find the best way. I mean, that is the best.
Correct. We say like
one time once said the Microsoft CEO that time Bill Gates that I assign a lazy person for a work, because he will find the shortest way to do a work to resolve a issue.
Right.
Because he is lazy,
Yes.
he will
Doesn't
not
want
go
to work for
long way.
30 days. So 2 days and
Yes.
get the work done.
Yes, so that the next time the same work comes,
Yes.
I will do in just 2 days.
Right.
So that is my
I
approach
understood.
actually.
Yeah. Geetika,
But
you
yeah,
have...
it's not good for everyone. But
Exactly.
whoever is the lazy,
Yes.
so if you can realize yourself that I'm lazy, then you can adopt that way.
I'll put it this way. Like lazy person, okay, fine. 2 days, very productive. But the thing is, if all the, I'll say that 2 days, and every 2 days, if the person is working, the productivity will be so high, right? You find out a way, and then it's like basically 2 multiply, 15 basically, 15 batches, 15 times you're working, and 15 good things comes up. So children can do that way instead of working just for 2 days. Geetika, you have a question for sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sir, I'm Geetika Bhaitti. Good afternoon. And I wanted to ask that while making Rashmi, what was the biggest challenge you faced? Means some problems would have come in making of the robot. Means what was the biggest problem you faced?
Actually, the lip syncing program is nowhere in the world, right? That's why there is only robots countable on the fingers are there with the lip syncing, like Sophia, Rashmi, and 1 or 2 more. Only 3 or 4 robots have the lip syncing program. So obviously there was no resource available on the internet, right? I had to work myself to achieve this lip syncing. That part was very actually challenging. That part was very challenging to achieve that. 1 second, ma'am. 1 second. I'm just.
Yes. Priyanshi is here. Priyanshi, are you there, beta? Adya, do you have a question for sir? Adya? Priyanshi? Any person who wants to ask a question? Any student? Any one of you? Okay. Fine. Rudransh, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I'm back. So actually, lip syncing program was very challenging to me. That time I thought I will not be able to make this robot, because that was very difficult to make the complete syncing, what he is saying, the P, B, and lot of things.
Right.
Lot of things that were in the actually part of the lip syncing. How?
Right.
So then I found the animation concepts, so how animation works, and that I from those concepts I extracted how I can translate it to hardware things. So that way I found the way how I can manage the lip syncing. And when I overcame this issue, the challenge, then I was pretty sure that I am going to make it.
Sir,
so this was the basic challenge. And the second thing, since he is the first Hindi speaking humanoid robot in the world, so obviously if she is first, then there is no resource in the world available, so I have to make it myself. So that was very challenging. Lot of things, around 60-70% part of making this robot was not available anywhere. I had to find it myself. Only 20-30% part was on the internet or from somewhere else, so that I could get the help. Yeah, that's why it is so far nobody is able to make any robot, such kind of lip syncing robot in India. Even in the engineering colleges, they have dedicated AI departments for making a humanoid robot. Even then, they have not succeeded in making the robot. So
they must be repenting not having you over there, sir. They must be repenting. Another thing, like what next now? What are the plans?
So actually, I have planned to make her more realistic look-wise, as well as feeling-wise, as well as so that, as I said, my dream is if a real girl is sitting before a person and a robot is sitting before a person, and
Right.
if he doesn't, if he finds difficulty in differentiating the two, that
Right.
will be my success story.
Oh, and all the best, I must say. And may we meet when, next we will have the realistic Rashmi sitting next to you and talking to us. And we'll just come to an end of the session over here, and would ask Gitika to give vote of thanks. Yes, beta.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, dear all. It's my privilege to present the vote of thanks on behalf of Universal High School. A sincere thanks goes to our chairman, Mr. Jesus Lal, our director, Ms. Pinky Pujara, and our principal ma'am, Ms. Seema Gupta, for giving us this opportunity to come together and learn from the valuable experiences of Mr. Ranjit Srivastava. Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable experiences and honoring this session by bestowing your inspirational thoughts and taking us through your journey. We are very grateful to have you here with us. Lastly, thank you to all students and teachers who were a part of this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Nice
Before
talking
we
you.
take leave, Ranjit
Nice.
sir, one advice from your side for our students.
Yeah, as I said, do whatever comes from inside. I mean, so if you are a born artist, and if somebody says you have to become engineer, I mean, give priority to what you are hearing from inside, because you will only succeed in that field for which you are born.
Right.
Otherwise, if you listen some others advice that you should become this one, you should become IPS or IAS,
Right.
it will not work for you. Everybody is not the same.
Right.
And the second thing, that everybody is champion. There is nothing like competition in the really.
Right.
So everybody is champion in his time, in his choice. So nobody is second. So you all are champions in your part. So always think that I'm champion, what I can do the best. In that I'm champion. At the time when I can do, like for example, you can play chess, and you just if you don't want to wake up in the morning and somebody makes you wake up in the morning, and then you he tells you to start the chess, you will not give the best performance. The best time when it is comfortable to you, and the best thing that you can do, you are always champion. Yes.
So thank you very much for sparing time for Universal High School students, sir. And it was pleasure listening to you, and looking forward to you, in our school in future with Rashmi, next to you.
Sure, yeah,
Yes, sir. So whenever you are in Aurangabad, please do visit our school with our kids, and we all will be happy to have you over here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think children, you loved it. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all of you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now I want you to get inspired, and I want you all to, what sir was talking about, like whatever you want to do, think about it, find out a way, and you can really do wonders, right? So all the best to you all, and looking forward to the next In Conversation with. Let's see who will be the next on board. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Have a
ma'am.
good day.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, mom. Have a nice day.
Bye, bacha. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.